Hello guys, this is UniversalGiant, and you can already tell what we're doing, but let me start off by saying that I've put off this game since I started Galaxy 2. To be honest with you guys, this is the game I intended to do until I realized that Galaxy 2 would come out. But now that it has, and I'm finally done with my summer projects, it's time to start Let's Play Diddy Kong Racing for the Nintendo 64. And let me also start off by saying that I have completed everything in this game already, so I have unlocked Drumstick and TT, and there is no game for us to play. Or is there? Because once you complete the adventure mode, you unlock Adventure 2, which we are going to be starting. Now the differences between Adventure 2 and the normal adventure should only be noticeable for anyone who has played this game before. If you haven't, then you won't notice the differences, because the only things that have changed between the two are that the tracks are mirrored, and I believe the silver coins are in different locations, but I'm not entirely sure about that. If they are, then I'm probably going to spend quite a lot of time searching for them, because I've played Adventure 2 much less frequently than I played the original Adventure. I might have only played through this mode once or twice. But for those of you not familiar with this game, it's an adventure racing game, if you want to call it that. I mean, the idea is you race as a bunch of different characters. There are characters you can choose from, and there are 3 different vehicles. And the idea is you have to win a whole bunch of races, and when you do, you will get balloons from this elephant genie named Taj. So the first thing I like to do before we do anything is to get all of the balloons that are around the island out of the way first. You might have been able to spot one up here at the very beginning. Oh right, also a difference between this and the original version is that balloons are silver instead of gold. But anyway, there are 3 different vehicles you can use in this game. There's the cart, the airplane, which I'm using now, and a hovercraft, which can go over water. We'll explain more about each vehicle when we get to using them. But basically, the airplane is going to make piloting around the island a lot easier. But the area we just flew by was the tropical place. That's World 3. This is the wintry place. That's World 2. But where we're going to start here is Dino Domain, our first world, and it only requires 1 balloon to get in, but now we have 4. So there are 4 lobbies for, well, there are a bunch of things to do in the lobbies for each world. There are 4 racetracks. There's a little trophy section in here, which we're not going to do anything with yet. The boss is over there, we can't get in. And there's a door over here with a key, which is like, it's the Mario Kart equivalent of battle courses. But let's begin our first race, which is Ancient Lake. And once again, since this is Adventure 2, all of the tracks are mirrored. And I am using Pipsy because Pipsy is badass. I'm actually using Pipsy because I think she has the best handling of all the characters in this game, even though her speed is probably minimal. But when I was a kid, I found it really hard to use character. Just in general, I find the drifting in this game to be quite awkward. But yeah, I'll start explaining mechanics here. The items in this game, similar to Mario Kart, but they're different in that you can tell what item you're going to get based on what color the balloon is. So blue balloons are speed boosts, red balloons are missiles, which you can fire in front of you and use to hit other players. And, well, yeah, like these. And if you collect consecutive types of the same color balloon, then you will get a power-up, or a stronger version of it. It depends on what type of balloon you're getting, obviously. But when you complete a race for the first time, in first place, Taj will come riding on his magic carpet. Hello there! And present you with a silver balloon. and that's how we advance to other racetracks in this game. So now that we've completed Ancient Lake, that's Jungle Falls. Let's do this in order and go to Fossil Canyon first. This is another karting level. I love how they introduce the course with the announcer. So if you collect enough bananas, you will start going a little bit faster. See, the green ones are traps. The original one is the oil slick. And that's a little shortcut you can take over the water there. It's also nice that they have the arrows on the side of the screen to tell you what direction you should be turning. I'll go up this way just so I can show you that after you get the oil slick, you get a little mine, which instead of just making your opponent spin out, will make them explode and stop in place. And if you get 3 of them, then it upgrades to a bubble, which holds them in place for about 3 seconds or so, I think. It's very frustrating to hit one of those. And they'll get much more frustrating at a certain point in this game that I'm not going to explain until we get there. But if you get enough bananas, I think the magic number is 10, you will start going faster. And I should also explain that when you normally run over a speed pad, you get a purple stream behind you. What I'm doing is letting go of the accelerator before I hit a speed boost, and that makes me go a little bit faster. And if you let go of it, even while the rainbow smoke is behind you, it will have you go faster for longer. So that is what I'm doing. It's a little trick that you don't learn about until after you beat the first boss in this game. And yes, there are bosses that you race in this game. It's quite exciting, actually. And let's just skip all of the silver balloon presentations after this because they get kind of boring. So our third race, Jungle Falls, and this is also a kart race. So if I haven't mentioned, I know you could have seen it from the character selection screen, but I didn't show you. You start off with 8 characters, and there are a total of 10 that you can get. By the way, yellow balloons are shields. They protect you from attacks from behind you or from oil slicks and things. But yeah, everything else in this game is kind of self-explanatory. I mean, there are 10 different characters. You unlock Drumstick after you beat the main boss of this game the first time, and you run over a frog. Yeah, the story for this game is quite detailed, actually. I believe this is the Tiger's Island. This is Timber's Island, and his parents were away, so he was in charge of protecting the place. And, well, I guess he was taken over by aliens or something, because there are a bunch of bosses and people that like racing that won't give the island back to this guy unless we beat them in a race. So that's essentially what we're doing. We're fighting aliens by racing them. And in Hot Top Volcano, we get to control the airplane. Now for the airplane, I like to hold down the drift the whole time. I don't know if that's the best way to go about it, but that's usually how I do this, and the controls in the emulator make it difficult to hold down the drift while you are using an item. So I may occasionally just let go of too many buttons at once here. But I'm usually good with it, I think. Yeah, see right there, I let go of the accelerator and the drift. And yeah, running into a wall like that, not something you want to do, but the first couple of races are so easy that, you know, it's not difficult to save yourself if you mess up at the beginning. And just like the actual speed boosts with the blue balloons, you can... It's darn lag. You can let go of the accelerator and get the extra boost as well. And why am I lagging? I don't think you guys would be interested in this, but I'm trying a new recording setup. Because for some reason, I don't know, between my recording Kirby's Dream Land 2 and this game, Camp Studio just doesn't like... I don't know why, but it's enough with the lagging. it's just not being nice to me. It's... And lag. I don't want to have to edit this out. Super speed boost! And here you can if you shoot for those speed boosts, you can get through this area without holding the accelerator at all. But like I'm saying, I'm trying a new recording setup where... Well, actually, there's nothing new about it. That's the strange thing. But once you beat all 4 of the tracks in a domain for the first time, or world, or whatever you call these different lobbies, it unlocks a boss. Bosses in a racing game? You've caught my attention. Yes, this is Tricky the Triceratops. This is the first race is the least straightforward. Quite literally. Because this is a race up a spiral mountain. And since this is a rarer game, I can say that they pretty much ripped off... No, they didn't. That's the thing about this game. A bunch of the characters from rareware games that you probably recognize, such as Banjo and Conker, did not appear in any games before this one. So this is actually the first game where Banjo and Conker and other rareware characters appeared. This was their debut. So if you guys were wondering, is that the same Banjo from Banjo-Kazooie that we love so much? In fact it is, and this is the first time they appeared in any games. So you could say that Diddy Kong pretty much launched their careers. Weird to think about, I know. And for those of you wondering, yes, the tracks for the bosses are mirrored in this version of in Adventure 2. They're mirrored here. And be careful not to shoot off the side here. What I did there is I broke just as I was turning, and I think either Tricky teaches you after you beat him the first time, or the Walrus teaches you that. I forget who teaches you what. But I'm sure we'll find out when we get to the top here, because we beat Tricky. He wasn't even in view when we finished the race. That's how pathetically easy he is.
Well done, kid. Now try my new challenge. Collect all of my silver coins from around the Dino Domain. You must find 8 from each level and win, and then come back to see me.
So now we're going to have to do the races again, but collect silver coins, and then we'll get to face the boss again. He'll be much more difficult. And Taj explains that if we press the brake button while skidding, we can make tighter turns. So now time for me to see if this video was so long that it crashed Camp Studio. Hopefully it didn't, and I won't have to do this again, but obviously if you're still watching it, then that means that it came out well. So hooray! And in the next part we will start the silver coin challenges. See you then.